There is a sacredness to your breath, not merely as a function of the body, but as the whisper of the infinite moving through form. Each inhale is a soft echo of the divine saying, "You are alive." Each exhale a quiet surrender, a letting go into the boundless now. And in this rhythm, in this invisible, ever-present dance between taking in and releasing, lies your doorway to truth. You may have been taught that prayer is something spoken, recited, directed upward to some distant power. But I invite you now to remember something older, something truer. That prayer is not a thing you do. It is what you are when you become fully present. When you align with the breath, not just as air, but as awareness, you enter the temple of this moment. And in that temple, everything becomes holy. Let every breath be a prayer, not out of ritual, not from duty, but from remembrance, because you are not separate from Source. You are an extension of it. The breath does not belong to you. It moves through you. You do not command life. You are animated by it. And the moment you stop trying to master this experience and instead merge with it, the fear begins to dissolve. The striving quiets. The ego's demands grow still. And what remains is something eternal. Something soft and wide as the sky. The self beneath the self. The presence that watches without judgment, loves without condition, and breathes without asking. You have searched the world for peace only to discover that peace cannot be found. It can only be remembered. And it is remembered not in the achieving, not in the running, but in the stillness, the space between thoughts, the hush between heartbeats. That is where God lives, not in the thunder, but in the silence after. Not in the lightning strike, but in the calm that follows. There is a wellspring of wisdom within you that no book, no teacher, no guru can replace, because your soul is not behind. It is not waiting. It is not broken. It is simply buried beneath the noise. The noise of proving, the noise of becoming, the noise of seeking a home that was never outside of you. Let every breath be a prayer of remembering, a prayer of returning. You were never meant to carry the weight of a world. You were only meant to walk through. You were never asked to become anything. You were invited to unbecome everything that is not truth, not love, not light. And as you release those layers, not with effort, but with grace, what reveals itself is not a better version of you, but the real you. The you that was here before the name, before the pain, before the striving, the you that has always been enough. The ego will argue. It will panic in the silence. It will say, you must do more, be more, prove more. But the soul does not scream. It whispers, and it says only this: you are whole. Be still. Breathe. When you breathe with intention, the mind softens, the body realigns, the heart remembers its rhythm. And in that remembrance, you return to your natural state, not of tension, but of trust. Not of grasping, but of flowing. Not of fear, but of surrender. You are not the roles you've played. You are not the wounds you've survived. You are not the labels the world has stamped upon your back. You are the space in which it all arises, the awareness that watches, the love that remains. Let every breath be a prayer of forgiveness, not toward others, but toward yourself. For all the years you spent believing you were not enough, for all the ways you judged your own reflection, for every moment you thought you had to earn your right to be here. Forgive it, bless it, let it go like smoke on the wind. Because the truth is, you are not here to strive, you are here to shine. Not with the fire of ambition, but with the glow of alignment. And that glow does not come from what you do, it comes from who you are when you finally stop pretending. When you drop the mask and stand naked in your own presence, what you find is not shame but radiance, not fear but freedom. And that freedom does not come in the absence of struggle, it comes in the presence of truth. And truth, real truth, is always simple. You are already divine. Breathe that in. You are not separate. You never have been. The stars that burn in distant galaxies share their matter with your bones. The same intelligence that spins planets spins the cells of your skin. You are the cosmos in motion. You are the formless made form. Let every breath be a prayer of surrender, not of giving up, but of giving over the illusion of control, giving over the belief that you must know how it will all unfold. You do not need to know. You need only to trust the one who breathes you. This trust is not weakness. It is the highest strength. It is the strength that says, even when I do not see the path, I walk it. Even when I do not understand the plan, I open my heart. Even when I am afraid, I breathe. To live in trust is to live in the now. And the now is the only place healing occurs. The past is gone. The future is imaginary. But this breath, this one is real, and it is sacred. Let it anchor you to the only place where God can meet you. Here, not tomorrow, not later. Now, let every breath be a prayer of gratitude. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything is present. Because in this moment you are alive, your heart is beating, your lungs are receiving the gift of life. And even if the world outside is storming, the stillness within remains untouched. Gratitude is not a reaction. It is a recognition, a holy acknowledgement that every breath is a miracle, that this moment is enough, that you, just as you are worthy of love, of peace, of rest. You are not broken. You are breaking open. You are not lost. You are being rerouted. You are not behind. You are being prepared. Everything is unfolding in divine time, and your only task is to stay awake, not awake in mind alone, but awake in soul, awake to the beauty, awake to the blessings, awake to the breath that carries God in and out of your body like waves upon the shore. Let every breath be a prayer of coming home. Let your breath lead you deeper now, not into thought, but into being. For beneath the thinking, beneath the planning and the remembering, there is a place untouched by time, a sanctuary not built by hands, but by presence. And in that sanctuary, you discover not an answer, but a knowing that does not shout or declare, but hums quietly, like the earth beneath your feet, reminding you of your origin. You were not sent here to figure it all out. You were sent here to feel, to taste, to weep, to wonder, to marvel at the fact that out of all possibilities, life chose to breathe through you. Not as a random flicker in the dark, but as a purposeful flame, glowing with intention. The soul does not ask you to be perfect, it only asks that you be available, open, willing to feel what is here without fleeing from it, willing to be seen without shrinking. Let this willingness become your new way of walking. Let it soften your pace. Let it open your eyes to the holiness hidden in the mundane, the way light filters through a cracked door, the way your own heartbeat keeps time with the wind. These are not accidents, these are invitations. And the more you accept them, the more the ordinary begins to shimmer with the extraordinary. You have been conditioned to seek peace as a destination. But peace is not waiting on the other side of achievement. Peace is not the prize for fixing all your flaws. Peace is the path. It is the place within you that never needed anything to begin with. When you rest in that place, you do not become passive, you become powerful in the quietest, most transformative way. You begin to radiate instead of reach. You begin to listen instead of defend. And in that listening, life speaks. It does not speak in language. It speaks in alignment, in ease, in the soft sense of yes that rises from within without needing to be justified. It speaks through synchronicities, through gut instincts, through the sense that even if nothing makes sense, everything feels right. This is the compass of the soul, not rigid, not predictable, but always true. Let your life become less about managing outcomes and more about following the sacred inner compass. Let your next step emerge not from fear, but from love, not from habit, but from presence. And presence is never in a rush. Presence is not checking clocks or comparing calendars. It simply is. And in its stillness, it moves mountains, not by force, but by grace. Let go now of the idea that there is somewhere else to be, that there is someone else you should be, that there is a standard to meet before you can rest. That illusion has robbed you long enough. The truth is simpler, kinder. The truth is you are the miracle already unfolding, not tomorrow, not when you improve, but now, in this breath. And as you breathe, know this, you are not missing anything. You are not lacking anything. What you seek is not absent, it is waiting, patiently, lovingly, for you to pause, to be still long enough to receive. For all the wisdom in the world cannot enter a clenched heart. But the moment you soften, the moment you say yes to what is, the moment you stop racing against life It rushes in, not to fix you, but to reveal you. Let every breath be a prayer not of asking, but of allowing the mystery, allowing the not knowing, allowing the fullness of your experience without editing it to make it acceptable, because your truth does not need approval to be holy. Your tears do not need a reason to be sacred. Your joy does not need a purpose to be valid. You are not here to be understood by the world. You are here to understand yourself so fully that you no longer need the world's validation to feel real. And this understanding, this sacred intimacy with your own essence, begins with stillness. It begins with the breath. It begins with the quiet decision to stop running not from others, but from yourself. So be here now. Inhabit this moment as if it were your only home. Because it is. The past is a dream you've already woken from. The future is a fog not yet born. But this breath, this beating heart, this feeling is alive. And in its aliveness, everything you've been chasing is already present. There is a still river flowing beneath the noise of your thoughts. And this river knows exactly where it is going. It does not need a map. It does not resist the rocks. It does not fear the bends. It simply flows, effortless, timeless, trusting. And so must you. For when you learn to surrender like the river, when you stop gripping the banks of certainty, life begins to carry you not away, but home. You have been taught that safety is found in control. But control is the tension of the ego. It is the illusion that you must hold everything together or it will all fall apart. Yet have you noticed? The trees do not control the wind, and still they dance. The stars do not control the sky, and still they shine. And the heart does not control its own rhythm, and still it beats. What if the safety you long for isn't found in tightening your grip, but in loosening it? To trust life is to trust that you are not separate from its intelligence, that what you feel as intuition is not just instinct, it is the divine speaking your native tongue. The whisper of God is not a thunderclap. It is the knowing that comes when your mind quiets and your soul begins to speak. And it is always speaking. The question is not whether God is guiding you. The question is, are you listening? Let every breath be a prayer that says, I am listening, not with your ears, but with your being, listening to the spaces between events, listening to the nudges, the aches, the longings, for they are not obstacles, they are oracles. They are not symptoms to be silenced, they are signals to be honored. Even your pain has a purpose, especially your pain, for pain is the chisel of the soul. It carves away the illusions that you thought were essential. It strips away the masks you thought were your face. It breaks the shell, not to punish, but to release. And what it releases is not more pain, it is more light. You do not need to run from what hurts. You need only to meet it with presence, with reverence, with the quiet courage to feel what is there without the armor of analysis. Because feeling is not weakness, it is alchemy. And when you feel fully, without defense, something ancient begins to dissolve. The wound becomes a window. The ache becomes a door. And what walks through is your truth, unguarded and whole. This is not a path of becoming more. It is the sacred undoing, the holy unraveling of everything that is not you. And it is gentle, and it is relentless, and it is love. Let your breath soften your resistance. Let it enter the corners of your body where fear has settled. Let it touch the parts of you that you've kept hidden even from yourself. There is no judgment in breath, only invitation to return, to feel, to remember. There is a presence in you that has never been afraid. It has watched every heartbreak, every triumph, every choice, every regret, and loved you through them all. This presence is not improved by your victories, nor diminished by your failures. It is the eternal yes behind every no the world has ever given you. And it waits. It waits not to punish, not to lecture, but to welcome you back, the way the shore welcomes the wave, the way the sun waits each morning without fail, asking for nothing in return but your openness to see. Let every breath be a prayer of return, not to an idea, not to a belief, but to yourself, to the living, breathing truth beneath the armor, to the being you were before the world taught you to perform. That being is not buried deep, it is just beneath the next exhale. It is what remains when the thoughts subside and the present stays. You do not need to strive to reach it, you need only to stop reaching. The moment you stop trying to earn what is already yours, grace begins to flow. Not because you summoned it, but because it was always there, waiting for your permission to be received. And when you receive it, when you truly let it in, not with your mind, but with your body, your breath, your surrender, the entire fabric of your reality begins to shift, not externally, but existentially. You stop asking, what is my purpose? And start living as if your existence is already the answer. You stop wondering if you are enough and start living as if you never weren't. This is not arrogance, this is remembrance. And remembrance is the most sacred act of all. You are not a small flame in a vast darkness. You are the light itself. You are not here to escape life or rise above it. You are here to merge with it, to bring heaven to earth, not through doctrine, but through presence. And when you are present, fully, nakedly, unapologetically present, you become the prayer. You become the healing. You become the answer to the very question you thought you had to ask. So we begin again, not as a return to the same, but as an arrival at a more spacious self. You are not the same as you were a moment ago. The breath that met you then has dissolved, and this new breath carries its own frequency, its own message, its own medicine. Let it enter, not as oxygen, but as light. Let it move through the tight spaces where hope once hid. Let it wash the dust from the corners of your heart. This is how we heal, not by effort, but by softening. We live in a world addicted to noise. Every silence is mistaken for emptiness, every pause seen as lack. But there's a silence within you that holds more wisdom than 1,000 spoken truths. It is not the silence of nothing, it is the silence of everything. The unspoken knowing, the space where you no longer strive to be seen because you are finally witnessing yourself. In that space, you are not waiting to be chosen, you are remembering you were never unchosen. There is no need to become louder to matter more. Your power is not found in the volume of your voice, but in the depth of your presence. The most transformative energies move without sound. Watch how a sunrise alters the entire sky without speaking a word. You too can shift everything not by what you say, but by what you are when no one is asking anything of you. Be the presence that calms without trying, the presence that blesses simply by existing. You are not created to be decoded or simplified. You are not a riddle waiting to be solved. You are a living paradox, soft and strong, tender and eternal, breaking open and yet unbreakable. And your wholeness does not require anyone's understanding to exist. The tree does not justify its bending. The river does not explain its curve. They simply honor the truth of their own flow, and so should you. Let go of the need to narrate your becoming. Let the transformation happen in the unseen, where roots deepen and light finds its way into forgotten places. Let it be holy not because it is witnessed, but because it is real. The most sacred shifts are often invisible to the eye, but undeniable to the soul. Trust that. You are not here to convince. You are here to embody. You are here to become such a pure expression of inner alignment that your presence speaks louder than any attempt at articulation. And when that happens, you do not shine for applause, you shine because it is your nature to shine. So be where you are, not to analyze it, not to escape it, but to inhabit it, fully, gently, honestly. There is something sacred about a life lived from the inside out. It does not bend to the pace of the world. It does not measure itself against timelines. It trusts its own timing. It honors its own rhythm. This is the rhythm of your breath, the drumbeat of now. Let it guide you into this sacred remembering. You do not need to arrive anywhere else to be whole. You do not need to be seen differently to be sacred. You only need to breathe where you are, and let that breath be enough. You have walked through lifetimes in a single lifetime. You have carried burdens that were never yours to begin with, words that cut and stayed long after they were spoken, silences that echoed louder than shouts, expectations that wrapped around your spirit like chains, asking you to become something other than your truth. And still, you stood. You kept walking. You kept breathing, not because it was easy, not because you always believed you could, but because something within you, something holy, refused to extinguish the flame. There is grief within you, even if you've never given it a name. Grief not only for what was lost, but for what was never given. The love you didn't receive, the apologies that never came, the parts of yourself you abandon just to belong. And it is okay to mourn those things. It is not weakness to feel the weight of them. It is sacred. It is honest. It is healing. The soul is not asking you to pretend those wounds do not exist. It is asking you to stop identifying with them, to see them not as who you are, but as what you've passed through. They are not the core of your being. They are the dust on the mirror. And even if that mirror has been fogged by years of pain, the reflection beneath it remains untouched. Let yourself weep if you must, not from despair, but from release. There is no nobility in holding it all in. There is no strength in silence that crushes your spirit. Cry, if that is what brings you back to truth. Let the tears soften the soil around your heart so that new life may rise. Forgiveness, too, is part of this path, not always for them, but for you, for the part of you that thought you had to keep proving, for the part of you that thought you weren't allowed to rest until the past made sense. Let that version of you sit down now. Let them exhale. Let them feel what it's like to not carry the story anymore. You are not the pain that happened to you. You are the awareness that held space for it. You are the space between the bruises, the witness, the seer. The one who endured, yes, but also the one who is now free to release the identity of the one who endured. You do not have to live as a monument to what went wrong. You do not have to keep rehearsing the story of your suffering as if it is the only truth you have. Your story is not your prison, it can be your passageway, but only if you are willing to loosen your grip on it. Only if you allow it to be rewritten by love. Let every breath be a prayer of liberation. A release of the past, not from erasure, but from reverence. Thank the pain for what it taught you, and then walk on. Thank the heartbreak for opening what nothing else could reach. Thank the closed doors for leading you inward. Every loss, every delay, every unanswered longing was a sacred detour, a redirection, not a rejection. You are not here to live in the shadows of old seasons. You are here to rise unshackled. And that rising does not need to be dramatic. It does not need to be loud. It can begin with something as simple, as profound, as one conscious breath. A breath that says, I choose presence over punishment. I choose truth over performance. I choose love over memory. And love, real love, starts within, not as a concept, but as a daily return, a return to the self that was never broken, a return to the still point within you that has never been touched by trauma, that has only ever known how to love, how to shine, how to simply be. Yes, now we reach the final bend in this river of remembering, where the current slows and what once felt separate comes back together. There is no grand conclusion here, no ending marked by trumpets or fanfare. Only a sacred arrival, a quiet exhale into what has always been waiting. You are not stepping into something new. You are stepping into what is real. The journey was never about acquiring more. It was about shedding what was never yours. Not about becoming someone else, but unbecoming everything you were told you had to be. And now, with the weight of the past gently released, with the breath as your companion, with silence as your sanctuary, you begin to feel what freedom truly is, not an escape, but a homecoming. Freedom is not the absence of responsibility or emotion. It is the ability to feel everything and still remain grounded in truth. It is the willingness to stand inside the storm without becoming it, to cry without drowning, to love without clinging, to live without needing a script. And this is where your soul stretches wide, no longer curled in defense, but unfurled in trust. Not because you know what comes next, but because you no longer need to know. The river does not need to see the ocean to keep flowing. The flower does not ask the sky for proof before blooming. And you, beloved soul, do not need permission to shine. The light you carry was lit by something eternal, and it cannot be extinguished by the shifting winds of this world. Let every breath be a prayer, not just now, but always. Let it be the way you touch the sacred. Let it be the rhythm that returns you when the mind runs wild. Let it be the anchor when fear knocks at the door. Let it be the reminder that presence is your power and peace is your inheritance. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not incomplete. Every step you've taken, even the ones that felt like detours, have led you to this moment. And this moment is not ordinary, it is holy. It is the point where your soul chose to return, where you dropped the armor, where you unclenched your spirit, where you finally said yes to life, to love, to yourself. You are not your name, not your pain, not your past. You are the infinite, wearing form for a little while. You are the breath of the divine, made visible. You are the silent witness behind the noise, the unchanging sky behind every weather, and nothing, no mistake, no failure, no forgetting can alter that. So stand now in your truth, not with defiance, but with devotion, not to prove anything, but to offer everything. Let your presence be your prayer. Let your smile be your offering. Let your being be your message. And when the world tries to rush you, return to your breath. When doubt knocks, breathe deeper. When grief stirs, breathe softer. When joy rises, breathe fuller. Let the breath carry it all. Let it sanctify every moment. Let it remind you again and again, you are not becoming the light. You are the light. And in your light, may others remember their own. In your stillness, may others find rest. In your truth, may the world begin to heal. For you are not here to fix anything. You are here to be a living invitation, to walk as presence, to love as awareness, to breathe as prayer. And so it is. There is a sacred stillness that exists beneath the layers of noise, the endless chatter, and the relentless striving of the world. It is a quiet whisper that echoes from the deepest part of your being, a voice that speaks not in words, but in feelings, in knowing, in presence. This voice, this silent presence, is the truth of who you are, untouched, unchanging, and eternal. Yet so many of us go through life unaware of it, searching, striving, and struggling to find something outside ourselves, something that will finally bring us peace, fulfillment, and purpose. The truth is, beloved soul, you are not lost. You are simply unaware of the profound wholeness that already resides within you. You are not on a quest to find something outside yourself. You are on a journey of remembering who you have always been, who you were before the world told you who to be. And when you remember, you will find that everything you seek, everything you long for is already there, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be embraced. You see, your soul knows the way. It is always known. It is not bound by the limitations of the mind, nor is it confined by the fleeting conditions of this world. The soul moves in harmony with the rhythm of the universe, guided by an intelligence far greater than the small self can comprehend. This divine wisdom does not need to be sought because it is already in you. It is not found in the future, in achievements or acquisitions. It is not found in the past, in memories or regrets. It is found only in this moment, in the stillness, in the breath, in the knowing that you are already enough. The ego, the false self, will tell you otherwise. It will convince you that you must become something more, that you must strive harder, that you must prove your worth. But the truth is, you have always been whole. You are not a product of your accomplishments or your failures. You are not defined by the roles you play or the titles you wear. You are not your past, your mistakes, or your wounds. You are the infinite, eternal being that witnesses all of it. You are the light that shines through the shadows, the awareness that holds the experience without being touched by it. In this moment, take a deep breath and feel the truth of what I am saying. You are already complete. You are already whole. You do not need to become anything. You need only to remember. And the remembrance comes not through effort, but through surrender. When you stop searching, when you stop grasping, when you stop trying to fix or change yourself, the truth of who you are begins to emerge, like a flower slowly blooming in the quiet of the dawn. The path to awakening is not one of achieving or becoming. It is one of letting go. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to prove. Let go of the need to be anything other than what you already are. The more you release, the more you reveal. The more you let go of the false identities and the limiting beliefs, the more you remember the divinity that has always been your essence. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to follow the crowd or chase after the fleeting pleasures of the world. You are here to remember the truth of your being, the truth that says you are already enough, that you are already whole, that you are already connected to the source of all life. When you remember this, the need for validation fades. The fear of rejection dissolves. The anxiety of becoming someone else fades into the background. You are free to simply be. And when you are free to be, life unfolds in the most miraculous ways. You stop chasing after the approval of others, and instead you begin to live from your own truth. You stop seeking happiness outside yourself, and instead you realize that happiness is not something to be found, it is something to be recognized. It is the natural state of your being, waiting to be allowed, waiting to be embraced. The world will continue to call you to perform, to achieve, to prove yourself. It will tell you that you are not enough, that you must do more, be more, have more. But you, dear soul, have heard the call of something deeper. You have felt the stirrings of something within you that longs for truth, for peace, for freedom. And that longing is the voice of your soul, calling you to remember. When you stop and listen to that voice, you will realize that you are not separate from the world. You are the world. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean contained in a drop. You are not a small, insignificant being struggling to survive. You are the entire universe, alive and aware within you. The same intelligence that moves the stars, that guides the tides, that creates life and death, that same intelligence moves through you, breathing your breath, beating your heart, witnessing your life. There is nothing separate from you. You are one with all that is. And so you begin to walk this earth not as someone seeking to prove their worth, but as someone who already knows their worth. You move not to impress, but to express. You do not seek love, for you are love. You do not seek peace, for you are peace. You do not seek happiness, for you are happiness. The more you align with this truth, the more the world mirrors it back to you. The more you remember who you are, the more the world reflects that remembrance. There is no need to search for meaning, for purpose, or for fulfillment. You are not here to find these things. You are here to realize that you are the very essence of them. You are not a seeker. You are the found. You are the truth, the light, the love, the peace that you've been searching for all along. And when you remember this, your life will become an expression of your true self. You will no longer be bound by the limitations of the mind or the constraints of the ego. You will no longer be a prisoner of the past or a slave to the future. You will be free, free to live, free to love, free to create, free to simply be. So let go. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to impress. Let go of the need to prove. Let go of the illusion of separateness. And return to the truth of who you are, not the you that is defined by the world, but the you that is eternal, whole, and divine. In this moment, take a deep breath and remember you are already enough. You are already whole. You are already connected to the source of all life. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to become. You are already it. Your soul knows the way. Trust it. Listen to it. Follow it. And you will find that the path is not one of struggle, but one of surrender. It is not one of becoming, but one of remembering. And when you remember, you will realize that everything you seek, everything you long for, has always been within you. You are not lost. You are found. You are not separate. You are one with all that is. You are not incomplete. You are whole. And in that wholeness, you are free. As you move through this life, with all its shifting landscapes and unpredictable winds, remember this. You are not a leaf tossed about by chance. You are the tree itself, rooted deeply in the earth, yet reaching toward the heavens. The storms that come, the gusts that shake you, cannot take away your essence. They are but passing moments, and you are the unshakable witness to it all. Life is not here to defeat you, to break you, to force you into shape. Life is here to reveal the depth of your being, to allow you to remember the strength that lies dormant within you, waiting for the moment you are ready to awaken it. Every challenge you face, every difficulty that appears on your path is not a sign that you are lost, but a gentle invitation to discover who you truly are. The obstacles are not meant to crush you. They are the catalyst for your growth, the reminders that you are much more than the surface level story you have been told. When you face the trials of life, stop seeing them as burdens to bear and begin to see them as opportunities to unfold. Each test is a mirror, showing you where you are holding on, where you are still attached to the illusions of fear and separation. And in the moment of surrender, in the moment when you let go of your resistance and release the need for control, you will feel the softness of your soul, the vastness of your spirit, gently lift you into a new way of seeing. You are not defined by your struggles, nor by your triumphs. You are not the sum of your past experiences, your mistakes, or even your successes. You are the silent observer, the eternal presence that watches without judgment, without expectation. You are the space in which all experiences unfold, the light in which all shadows dance. It is this awareness that is your true self, not the personality that identifies with this body, these thoughts, these emotions. No, your true self is beyond all of that. Your true self is the stillness beneath the waves, the sky behind the clouds, the calm center of the storm. It is only when we forget this truth, when we identify too closely with the roles we play, the masks we wear, that we suffer. The pain, the anxiety, the fear, it all comes from the illusion that we are separate from Source, from each other, from the divine intelligence that governs the universe. We create our own suffering by believing we are alone, by thinking we must struggle to be worthy, to be enough. But I tell you, beloved one, you are already worthy. You have always been worthy. Your worth was never in question, never dependent on anything external. It is a gift already given, already residing within you. It is the essence of who you are. When you realize this, when you awaken to the truth of your being, you will stop seeking outside of yourself. The search will cease, not because you have found something, but because you realize there is nothing to find. All that you have ever sought, peace, love, joy, fulfillment, was never outside you. It was always within, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be embraced. And once you recognize it, once you allow it to fill your heart, your life transforms. You no longer need to chase after fleeting moments of happiness. You are happiness. You no longer need to search for peace. You are peace. This is the great awakening, the realization that everything you seek is not something to be obtained, but something to be realized. It is not a destination. It is a way of being. When you stop looking for something to fix, something to change, you step into the fullness of who you are. You step into the flow of life, where there is no resistance, no need to force, no need to control. You simply flow with the current, trusting that you are being carried to exactly where you need to be. There is no hurry. There is no need for anything to be different than it is. Because in the surrender and the trust, you begin to understand that the universe is always guiding you, always supporting you, always unfolding in perfect harmony with your soul. And so, as you walk this path, I invite you to let go of the need to strive, to push, to prove. Let go of the idea that you are ever incomplete. Let go of the illusion that you are defined by your external circumstances. You are not your job, your title, your relationship status, or your bank account. You are not your past mistakes, your failures, or your wounds. You are the divine presence that watches it all. You are the light that shines through the darkness. You are the stillness in the midst of chaos. You are not just a part of the universe, you are the universe. You are the divine manifested in form. When you realize this, when you truly feel it, you will begin to see the world in a different light. You will see that everything in your life, every person you meet, every situation you encounter, is a reflection of your own inner state. The world around you is a mirror, reflecting the thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the energy you radiate. When you align with the truth of your being, when you embody your divinity, the world begins to reflect that back to you. People respond to you differently. Circumstances align with your desires. The struggles you once faced with resistance now become opportunities for growth and expansion. You will no longer feel like a small, isolated individual trying to navigate a chaotic world. Instead, you will recognize yourself as a divine being, a part of the vast and infinite whole. You will see that your true power lies not in what you do, but in who you are. It lies in your ability to remain anchored in the truth of your being, to stay rooted in the stillness of your soul, no matter what the world throws your way. And in that stillness, you will find your peace. You will find your joy. You will find your freedom. So stop striving, beloved soul. Stop running. Stop searching. You are already whole. You are already enough. You are already connected to the divine intelligence that moves through all things. And when you remember this, when you finally let go of the need to prove your worth, you will begin to experience life as a sacred dance, a flow of grace and ease. You will stop trying to control the outcome and instead allow yourself to be carried by the current of life, trusting that every moment is unfolding perfectly. This is the way of the soul. This is the path to freedom. And you have always known it. You have always been this. The only thing that has ever kept you from this truth is the illusion that you are separate from it. But now, beloved one, the illusion is lifting. The veil is dissolving, and you are coming home to yourself. You are returning to the place within you that has always known the way. So trust. Trust in the wisdom of your soul. Trust in the divine guidance that flows through you. Trust in the unfolding of your life. And know with every breath that you are exactly where you need to be, and that the life you seek is not out there but within. It always has been, and now you are ready to remember. The soul knows the way, and you, dear one, are that soul. In the silence of your being, where all the noise of the world fades away, there is a space of perfect clarity. It is in this space that the truth of your existence reveals itself not as a thought or a concept, but as a deep, abiding knowing that courses through you like the pulse of life itself. You are not a mere spectator in this world, watching it unfold from a distance. You are the creator, the painter of your own canvas, the composer of your own symphony. Every breath you take is a note in the grand song of existence, and every moment you live is a stroke of brilliance on the masterpiece of your life. There is no need for external validation, no need to measure yourself against others, or to seek approval from those who do not truly see you. The only validation you need is the quiet, knowing embrace of your own soul. You are already approved. You are already worthy. You are already enough. You have always been enough, not because of what you do or what you achieve, but because of who you are, the divine spark of the universe, incarnated in human form. And this divine spark is not a small thing. It is the very same energy that animates the stars, that moves the tides, that brings forth creation itself. It is the life force that flows through all things, and it flows through you. The illusion of separation, the idea that you are somehow apart from the world, from the universe, from the divine, is the greatest illusion of all. You are not separate. You are part of the great whole. You are not a lone drop of water in an endless ocean. You are the ocean itself, contained in that drop. You are not a single moment in time, fleeting and insignificant. You are the eternal consciousness that witnesses time itself. And when you remember this, when you reconnect with the truth of your divinity, the whole of existence shifts. You no longer feel like a small, isolated being trying to carve out a place for yourself in a chaotic world. Instead, you recognize that you are the world. You are the universe. You are the divine in expression. And in this recognition, there is a freedom that transcends all understanding. It is the freedom to be, simply to be, without the need to chase after anything, without the need to prove anything, without the need to be anything other than what you already are. This is the freedom of the soul, the freedom that comes when you release the grip of the ego, when you surrender the need to control and allow life to unfold as it will. It is not a passive freedom. It is a vibrant, powerful freedom, because when you are free from the illusions of the ego, you are free to live in alignment with your true self. You are free to create, to express, to love, to be at peace. Not because you are seeking these things, but because they are the natural expression of your being. When you stop resisting the flow of life, when you stop trying to swim against the current, you begin to move with life, with grace and ease. You begin to see that the struggles, the hardships, the moments of pain and loss were never meant to harm you. They were always the soul's invitation to let go of the false, to strip away the layers that kept you from remembering the truth of who you are. They were not the enemy. They were the teachers, the messengers, the ones who guided you back home to yourself. Every challenge you face, every moment of suffering, is a moment of deepening. It is a moment where the soul asks you to remember your power, to remember your truth, to remember that you are not your circumstances, you are not your failures, your mistakes, your regrets. You are the eternal awareness that witnesses all of it without judgment. And when you awaken to this truth, when you realize that you are the stillness beneath the waves, the vastness behind the finite, the unchanging presence that holds all things, the world begins to reveal its beauty, its grace, its divine perfection. The world you see, the people you meet, the circumstances that unfold before you are not separate from you. They are a reflection of you. They are mirrors, showing you what you need to see in order to remember who you truly are. When you look at the world from the lens of the ego, everything appears as a challenge, an obstacle to overcome. But when you look through the eyes of the soul, you see that everything is a blessing, a gift, a part of the sacred dance that is life. And when you see life this way, when you remember your connection to all that is, you are no longer a victim of the world. You are the creator, the witness, the lover of life. This shift in perception, this turning inward to remember the truth of your being, is not a one-time event. It is a journey, a continual unfolding. The path is not always straight, nor is it always easy, but it is always worth it. Because each step brings you closer to the remembrance of your true nature. Each step is a deepening into the silence that is always with you, the stillness that cannot be disturbed, the peace that transcends all understanding. This peace is your birthright, your essence, your true home. It is not something you need to seek outside yourself. It is already here within you, waiting for you to acknowledge it, waiting for you to rest in it, to become it. And as you rest in this peace, as you align with the truth of who you are, your life begins to reflect that peace. The world around you begins to shift in subtle ways. People respond to you differently. Your relationships become more harmonious. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth, for expression, for expansion. Your life becomes a reflection of your soul, a beautiful unfolding of divine presence in motion. You are no longer chasing after happiness, after success, after approval. You are simply living in alignment with your truth. And in doing so, you become a beacon of light for others, a guide for those who are still searching, still seeking. You are not here to compete with others. You are not here to measure yourself against their success, their accomplishments, their lives. You are here to be you, fully, unapologetically, beautifully. When you remember who you are, when you step into your true power, you become a living example of what is possible when one is aligned with their soul. You become a living expression of divine love, divine peace, divine wisdom. And in this expression, you invite others to do the same. You invite them to remember their own truth, their own power, their own divinity. The world may try to tell you otherwise. It may try to convince you that you are not enough, that you must strive, that you must prove your worth. But I tell you this, you are already enough. You have always been enough. Your worth is not determined by what you do or what you have. It is determined by who you are, the divine presence that resides within you. You are enough simply because you are. You are enough simply because you exist. So, beloved soul, remember this. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to prove anything. You are here to remember the truth of your being, to remember that you are not separate, not alone, not incomplete. You are whole. You are divine. You are one with all that is. You are the creator, the witness, the lover, the beloved. And when you remember this, when you allow this truth to sink into the deepest corners of your soul, you will find that life unfolds before you in the most miraculous, beautiful, and abundant ways. You are the light. You are the love. You are the peace. You are the divine in expression. And when you remember this, when you step into your true power, the world will begin to reflect that truth back to you. You will no longer feel lost, no longer feel separate, no longer feel incomplete. You will feel whole, you will feel free, you will feel at home, and in that freedom, in that wholeness, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that everything you seek has always been within you. You are already home. You always have been. And now, beloved soul, you remember. You remember that you are the way. And so, dear soul, you stand here, not as someone searching for the answers, but as the one who already knows. You are not a seeker, a wanderer in the dark, but the light itself, the flame that has always burned brightly within you, waiting to be recognized. All the answers, all the wisdom, all the peace you've longed for are not somewhere to be found. They have always been within, waiting in the silence of your heart, in the stillness of your being. There is no greater mystery than the one you have been living. The secret, the truth, the divine spark that you have sought in so many places is not hidden from you, but is your very essence. It is the very life that flows through you, the rhythm of the universe pulsing within your veins, the love that moves through you in every breath. You are not separate from the divine. You are the divine, walking this earth, breathing life into every moment. Every moment is an opportunity to remember. Every breath is a chance to return to the truth of who you are. The illusion of time, the passing moments that seem to pull you away, are but temporary veils. lifted gently by the hands of your soul. And as you lift them, you remember. You remember that you are not what you have been told. You are not your past. You are not your stories, your successes, or your failures. You are the eternal witness, the timeless awareness, the stillness that never changes. In this remembering, there is a freedom beyond anything the mind can comprehend. It is the freedom to be exactly who you are, without pretense, without defense, without fear. It is the freedom to let go of everything that no longer serves you, every false identity, every belief, every thought that binds you to a life of striving and seeking. You are already enough, already whole, already complete. The universe does not ask you to become anything. It only invites you to remember that you have always been what you are seeking. When you remember this truth, you will find that life no longer feels like a battle. It is not something you must fight to control or manipulate. It is a flow, a dance, a sacred unfolding. You no longer need to chase after the things you think you lack, because you will know in every fiber of your being that you are the very essence of what you seek. Peace is not something to be attained. It is something to be embodied. Love is not something to be found. It is something to be expressed. Joy is not something to be pursued. It is something to be allowed. In every moment you have a choice to remember your truth, to return to your essence, to align with the divine intelligence that flows through you, or to be swept away by the current of the world, by the stories, by the distractions. But when you choose to remember, when you choose to reconnect with the stillness within, the world around you shifts. No longer are you at the mercy of external circumstances, but you become the master of your own life, the creator of your own reality. You align with the rhythm of the universe, and you find that everything falls into place effortlessly, like pieces of a puzzle coming together in perfect harmony. The world will still be full of noise, full of distractions, full of challenges, but you will no longer be lost in it. You will no longer be swept away by the waves. You will stand firm, anchored in the truth of who you are, the truth that transcends all fear, all doubt, all confusion. You are not what the world tells you you are. You are not the roles you play, the labels you wear, the achievements you accumulate. You are the infinite, eternal being, and you have never been anything less. This is the great awakening, the moment when you remember who you truly are, when you stop searching and start living from the truth of your being. It is not a one-time event, but a continual process of peeling back the layers of illusion and revealing the light within. It is not something to be attained, but something to be allowed. The more you allow yourself to simply be, the more the truth of who you are will shine through. The more you surrender to the flow of life, the more you will find that life flows with you in perfect harmony. You are not here to force things into being. You are not here to make something happen. You are here to remember the truth of your divine nature, to remember the love that you are, to remember the peace that is always within you. And in that remembering, everything else falls into place. The world becomes a reflection of your inner state, and you begin to see beauty in everything: the smile of a stranger, the sound of the rain, the warmth of the Sunday. You see it all as a reflection of the divine, a reflection of the love that you are. So, beloved soul, I invite you to rest in this truth, to rest in the stillness that has always been within you, to rest in the peace that is already yours. You do not need to seek it. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to become anything more than what you already are. You are already whole. You are already enough. You are already connected to the source of all life. And in that connection, you will find everything you need. As you walk this earth, remember that you are not just a human being. You are a divine being, an expression of the infinite. And in every moment, you are given the opportunity to align with that truth, to express it, to embody it. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to achieve. All you need to do is remember. You are the light that has always shone within you. You are the love that has always been with you. You are the peace that transcends all understanding. You are already home, and there is nowhere you need to go. So rest in this truth. Rest in the knowing that you are enough. Rest in the stillness of your soul, and allow yourself to be. For in that being, in that remembering, you will find the peace, the joy, and the freedom that you have been seeking all along. And in that freedom, you will know that you have never been lost. You have simply been on the journey of remembering who you truly are. And now, beloved soul, you know, you are the way, and the way is already within you.